presentation will cover what's AGU, AGU Science in the News, AGU Publications, AGU Meetings, Daily Press Services at meetings, or Journalism Awards, and then you will get the contact information for us. So, AGU is a worldwide scientific community, and its mission is to advance through unselfish cooperation in research, the understanding of the Earth and space for the benefit of humanity. And we have over 52,000 members in over 135 countries, and I believe 20 to 30% are students. This is some samples of science stories that are mainly from our fall meeting, but also from papers. And we have 13 peer-reviewed journals. The Journal of Geophysical Research has 7 disciplinary sections that could be considered a different journal each, but they are grouped together. And there is Ocean, Atmospheric Sciences, and many others. And I believe the most covered ones are Geophysical Review letters, research letters, oh, that's wrong. The Journal of Geophysical Research and Water Resources, those are the ones that get more stories. And then there's also EOS, which is a hybrid. It's supposed to be the internal bulletin for the members, but it's also a journal, sort of. There are papers in it. And it used to be only for the members, but now we allow registered journalists to access it. And the only thing you have to do is to send me an email asking for access, and I will give you access. Okay, so meetings. The main one is the fall meeting every December in San Francisco. More than 16,000 scientists and 1,193 sessions and 15,000 abstracts in 2008. And we also get quite a lot of press coverage. We had 195 journalists and PIOs in the last meeting. And the year we had the most press was one year that Al Gore came to give a talk. Then I think we had 230 or something like that. The Joint Assembly is smaller, and it's also with other scientific societies. It rotates in different countries. So we join local scientific societies. This year is in Canada. And next year is in Iguazu Falls, Brazil, and I'm looking forward to it. So this is a much smaller meeting. It has about 2,500 scientists and about 15 reporters come. And then there are other smaller meetings like the Ocean Sciences meeting, which is also a joint meeting every 2 years. In 2010 is in Portland, and it's sponsored by AGU. There's the Western Pacific Geophysics meeting, also every 2 years. Next one in Portland. No, next one is in Portland. Chapman conferences, which are very, very small meetings on hot topics like abrupt climate change, arsenic in groundwater. And these are, you have like 5 or 6 each year. Daily press services, we send about 25 scientific press releases per year. Some of them are joined with other institutions. And I plan on starting sending out Spanish versions of them, but we'll see. And also 25 journal highlights per year, 2 per month. These are highlights are articles that the editors of the journals choose to highlight, and then there are some other writers, not in the public information department, but in another department, who write 200 words summarizing them, and then I pack them together and send them out. And there are like 6 to 8 highlights per release. Then we also send media advisories when the meetings are near. I send a weekly EOS reminder that comes out every Tuesday. Today I'm sending out one from here. And then you have to register with us to get electronic access to EOS and to paper cited in press releases, so that you don't have to ask me for the papers, you can just directly click on the link and get it. And also there is another complimentary press access for anyone who asks, and you get a 40 paper quota that you spend, and then you can ask to renew it. And also I handle requests of scientific experts. At the meetings, well, only for 2 meetings, the fall meeting and the Joint Assembly, we have a press room and a press conference room, pretty big at the fall meeting. And we broadcast the press conferences. And also there's interaction because journalists can call in and make questions. And this year it was especially popular because journalist budgets have been slashed and they weren't able to come. So, and then I'm also organizing a field trip at the fall meeting and sometimes at the Joint Assembly. In the Toronto Assembly we're going to Niagara Falls, which is pretty cool. And then we have the Journalism Awards. These are for journalists who report on earth science. The first 2, the David Perlman for news and the Walter Sullivan for features, are self-nominations are accepted. So you can submit your nomination and send us the samples of your work. The Robert C. Cowan Award, you have to be nominated by an AGU member, and it's for lifelong achievement. And this year, the Perlman was declared vacant. The Sullivan went to a Canadian radio team that they made a program called Canada 2050, in which they talked about how Canada would look like in 2050 due to climate change. And the Cowan Award went to J. Kelly Beatty, who is a reporter of Sky and Telescope. And they will get the awards at the Joint Assembly in Toronto. The Perlman and the Sullivan are $2,000, and the Cowan is just a plaque, but it's a recognition. And this is our contact information. Peter is my boss, and that's me. Questions?
What's on my mind? Yes, we had this joint assembly with the European Geoscience Union in Nice, which was a nightmare because of the Nice Conference Center. Do you think we might do try another one here in Vienna? Because this is a very big conference center and no problem to bring. I have no idea how many scientists together.
Yeah.
Would be a suggestion. And I'm not sure I'm not sure if you have it still, and I just don't find it, but years ago you had a wonderful election of nearly all important conferences in geoscience over the year. And this made my life very easy. When I had to write, in the beginning of the year, I have to write the proposals for my editor. And I just clicked on the AGU meeting list and I found every meeting there.
Okay, perfect.
Yes, so it took me half an hour, and now I have to search for hours. So I'm not sure if I just don't find it, but if it has been gone, it would be great to have it again.
In Europe, you mean?
It was general. You made it worldwide.
Okay.
It must have been really big work for you, but made our life very easy. And other colleagues told me no, they don't find it either. So perhaps it's gone, but this would be perfect.
So there.
It was
What's gone?
Conferences.
Yeah.
And then you had a long list of conferences, your own conferences from Goldschmidt, from everybody who is doing big geoscience conferences all over the world.
Oh, really?
Yes, this was great.
Oh. Okay. I'll tell my boss.
And I think thank you very much for the streaming from the conference in San Francisco. This made my life very easy.
Okay. The Joint Assembly is also being streamed, the press
So
conferences.
yes, so this will make my life easier too.
Okay. Perfect.
Do you have any numbers of how many journalists actually tune in on the webcasting?
No, we asked them to please send an email when they logged in,
Yeah.
saying they were there, or
Yeah.
say they were there when there was the Q&A,
Mhm.
but they wouldn't do it.
No.
I don't know why. There was a friend of mine that was there, and she didn't say a thing. And afterwards, she said, "Oh, it was very interesting this." And I'm like, "Why didn't you say you were there?" I don't know how we
And
can.
during the press conference, are there many questions from outside?
Yeah, we always get like
Mm.
3 or 4 questions from
Yeah.
the call-ins.
Okay.
Normally, it's the same persons.
Something we will implement then next year. Yeah, sure.
Mhm.
And the journal highlights.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was wondering, do you get much feedback from that? Are there many articles based on journal highlights?
Yeah. But since we put I'll let you turn that off. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, the journal highlights are quite covered,
Yeah.
but since we put them online, the journals who are registered with us don't need to ask us for the art and the papers that are cited in the highlights. They can just download them.
Yeah.
So we don't keep track of that.
Yeah.
But from the feedback I get,
And
they get
who actually selects the highlights?
the editors of the journals.
You do?
No, the editors of the
The
journals.
editor. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what I do is pack them, like
Yeah.
change the headlines and put them in order of interest and send them out.
Do you rewrite them or
No, that would be
No.
too much work.
you don't have to?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, thanks.
Cool.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming.